Hi, welcome back. So as promised, and you've probably seen my previous video on The Wolf Den by Lizzie Harper, I'm releasing short videos of book reviews if you want to get into reading books on classics just from the charts, just things that you can pick up in your local bookshop, really accessible. One of the books I wanted to spotlight is Madam by Phoebe Wynne, just kind of get that in the frame. Now this isn't particularly a book about classics, this is a book about teaching classics and what it's like to be a classicist. So in this book, what Phoebe Wynne's done is she's followed the story of a classics teacher who moves from teaching in the state sector down south up to teaching in this really exclusive and kind of gothic private school in the north of Scotland. And it is a little bit, I like the description that's given on the jacket, this idea of Rebecca meets secret history. So Rebecca's the kind of gothic tale that you might have come across and set reading before on a course, and The Secret History is a really good book about what it's like to be a classicist and perhaps confirms some of your worst assumptions about what people who study classics might be like or might have been like in certain institutions. Madam follows the story of a completely displaced teacher who's using stories from classics to try and improve the lives and the circumstances of the girls that she's teaching. So she teaches these girls all about women from ancient myth and history to try and get the girls to stand up for themselves and improve themselves in some way. I don't want to really spoil it and give too much away, but it was a really gripping read, and I think you could take the plot and put it in any scenario and it would work really well. But the way that she's used classics as a tool for her key character I thought was really different from perhaps just reading a book that's set in a classical sort of heroic past or is based on a Greek myth, and it's woven in a really interesting way. So if you're interested in books about classics that aren't necessarily just based around a key myth or an anthology of myths, I would definitely have a look at Madam by Phoebe Wynne. If you've never studied classics before and you're just having a look at it as a whim, it really stands up on its own. And on occasions where myths are brought in, there is a kind of preface, if I could just give you one, there is a preface to each chapter that gives you the information that you would need to understand the lesson that she gives to her students, like really short snappy summaries, like a page and a bit. So for example, one here on Lucretia, just to give you an overview. So really recommend it. It's a really different introduction to classics, and I think it'd be great if you're a classics teacher. It's a must read. It's just hilarious, and some of the humour in it, the kind of really dark black humour, is absolutely dead on. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to keep the channel going. If you're really interested in finding merchandise on classics, take a look at my Redbubble store. And if you have any suggestions on artwork you'd like to see or videos you want to see, just comment below and let me know. I always take it into consideration. Alright, thanks.